episode is brought to you by Support the Mountains Herbal Parasite Cleanse. This formula targets the small and large intestinal tracts and larvae, the most broad-spectrum formula available today. 100% organic, formulated by Dr. Mikio Sankey, author of the Esoteric Acupuncture series. For 10% off your first bottle, visit shopyogahub.com and use the coupon code CLEANSE at checkout. Hello and welcome to YHTV's Flowing into Awareness with visionary and master intuitive Anatara. I'm Christina Suzuma, your host for this program. Today our topic is the living truth. And here with us is the beautiful Anatara.
Hi, Christina.
Hello, beautiful Anatara.
I really enjoy being here with you and to talk about the living truth even better. So thank you for receiving this.
Yeah. Well, this is the living truth, isn't it?
Absolutely. So the living truth, let me describe what the living truth is to me. The living truth is how one expresses the most pure essence of their truth. The living truth is how our bodies bring through into this grand dimension in which we congregate and create in and play with other people in. The living truth is that which is here that represents that truest, most sincere, most expanded and aware parts of ourselves. I will say, however, though, that sometimes the living truth has an edge to it because we're going through something, or we're bringing things up either physically or emotionally to clear. And in those cases, the living truth has a different tone to it, or it speaks through us in a slightly different form or a slightly different language. Maybe it's a different dialect. But our truest living truth is really what we're all looking for. It's what we are saying to ourselves and then broadcasting to the universe that we want to be. I want to be this or that. I want to feel whole and complete and harmonious and in dynamic balance all of the time. I want to be a swimmer. I want to be a school teacher. I want to be a business person. I want to be a mother. Whatever it is, what we want to establish is the embodiment, how our body expresses and allows us to follow through on what our living truth is. In the last episode, I talked about dynamic flow, dynamic balance, how nothing is static, nothing is fixed. So our living truth is always also something that is always shifting and changing. We may have the idea, I'm going to go to university right now and I'm going to study anthropology. And we start to do that, and we find through some of those studies that there's really something else that interests us a lot more, or there's really some other part of that study that really resonates with how we view things and with the things that we can describe and be the most creative through. There's another perception of the living truth showing itself to us. So when we think that I have to be one thing, I have to do a particular course of action, a particular job for the rest of my life, we are denying our living truths. Our living truth is always going to be able to inform us about what to choose, how to proceed with things, and actually it's going to show us what we're looking for. So, what stops you from existing in your living truth? We know all of these things: ideas, concepts, expectations that we or others have of us, an idea that we are not allowed to tune into and feel our living truth. Oof, that's no fun. To limit ourselves like that. Oh, and so many of us are doing that almost all the time in one way or another. So I want to suggest that it is possible for you to broadcast to your entourage, to the universe, to your gods and goddesses, to your spirit guides, to your helpmates, to your angels. Put a broadcast out that says, show me my living truth. Show me where I am in matching step by step, most easily and simply and joyously, my living truth. Because then your living truth, the embodiment as you make it real here and now, it becomes more dynamic. In many ways, you become more sure about how you are perceiving things. And in knowing those two things, you are far more able to engage with, again, the flow of your living truth. Now, there will be times when your living truth says to you, you need to make a big change. What you've been pursuing and what you've been focusing on is not working for you. The friends you have are not in perfect alignment with what your living truth is. And you will notice that if you can be perceptive of their living truth, that they have some sort of struggle on or some sort of dynamic holdback when they attempt to meet or match your living truth. So I'm using the concept or the phrase, the idea of living truth here, as I would also use the word intuition in many cases. Where are you bumping up against things intuitively? Can you sense intuitively that there's a rigidity there or a limit that someone else's existence and living truth puts on you, or that you put on someone else? When we decide to disengage from a certain experience or set of friends or circumstances, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. What if you could look at it and think, this is the celebration I've been looking for. This is the moment of freedom and kindness that I've been asking you, entourage, spirit guides, to show me. What if you can start to say, my living truth is giving me a feeling, and this feeling is that I need to change something. And then you say, so what change is required? What change in my friendship is needed? Do I have to say something that I haven't said and always wanted to? Do I need to say, I'm going in this other direction for a little while? Do I need to give someone a hug and say, see you later? Or do I need to say, let's look at this more closely because there's still something here between us? Your living truth is never going to give you one kind of answer all the time. It is always going to be an answer that is in full understanding and responsiveness, not reactiveness, to whatever it is that you're asking about. And one more element of this that's really vital is that let's not be afraid of our living truth. Let's not think of it as being an unknown or a mystery or something that is not trustable. What if your living truth is exactly the voice of you that you've always been seeking? What if your living truth is speaking to you through the voice of yourself that really understands who you are and what the next best and most harmonious part of your existence is going to be about? And how would it feel if you allowed that step to happen without fear, and you allowed yourself to take on safety in attempting that, in the looking for the show me and trying it, rather than pushing it away a little bit, staying removed from it, and denying yourself your own living truth? Ooh, what a way to live that would be.
Ooh, Anatara, I'd say. It's so funny because we strive for a norm. And we think that norm is such a balance. And now when you say to live the truth, again, back to society, what is our truth, our real truth? And you brought up such a beautiful point about don't be afraid. Just move forward. Listen. Listen. Be still. Listen. Don't be afraid, because it will actually support us. It might not seem like that sometimes because all the other voices around, right? There are always voices around with their opinions, their perspectives. But what is your truth? And you're absolutely right. If we follow that, we become so empowered. We become so joyful. There's so much beautiful change begins to happen.
We bring it to life,
Yes.
We bring our truth into living. We live through our truth. It is the living truth. And our living truth shows other people and invites other people to be their living truths.
Absolutely.
We receive them, they receive us. And as you said, the power is in the clarity. The power is in the fruitfulness of being real. Oh.
And how beautiful that, when one shifts, it just emanates that energy forward and it touches others. It's like that one drop is 1,000 waves. Once it begins once, you touch others. And the people of like mind will stay. And if it's not the time, it's okay.
It's perfectly okay.
Yes.
And trustable.
Yes. Ooh, that flow to happiness, that flow to being with ourselves is wonderful. Really wonderful. Thank you so much, Anatara, for this moment of that essence that we need to find within each one of us.
My pleasure, Christina.
And of course, we would like to thank each and every one of you for joining us in this new platform of education and information. We're grateful for your continuous support, and we look forward to hearing your feedback on how we can serve you better. You can connect with Anatara by following her on Twitter @Anatara, and of course through her own website, anatara.ca. anatara.ca. We would love to hear your comments and suggestions. We would love to hear what you would like to know. Please share with us at 818-LET'S-TALK. 818-LET'S-TALK. Until next time, namaste.
Have mechanisms and means and ways to physiologically release hormones and release different bodily chemicals so that different parts of our awareness, our super consciousness, our vast and big awareness can come to life. These bodies that we're in can do this for us. It's not something that we have to work hard at. It's not something that we have to try to achieve,